Hello, YouTube family. I caught it by surprise. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. Let's get this hug in because a lot of people they need a hug, and it's always good to uplift. I am going to start off with a serious story. We'll ease into the silliness. Do you know, I had somebody tell me, I don't like it when you get serious. I just had to walk away and say, God, take care of that, because they was about to get the cuss out. Sometimes you got to be serious. Talk show host and TV hostess from BET and MTV, Ananda Lewis. She died yesterday at the age of 52, battling stage 4 breast cancer. She was incredible when she was on. She did BET's Teen Summit. We done watched this woman just grow up before our eyes. Watched her on MTV and various shows, and just so beautiful, but so put together, and she had the kind of presence that you listened. Ananda had been battling breast cancer for years. She put off getting mammograms for years. She wouldn't do it. So when it was discovered inside her, it was bad. She has a 14-year-old son. She's Will Smith's sister-in-law. She married Will Smith's brother. They had a son. He's 14. She passed away yesterday on his graduation day. What struck me in watching interviews that she did, starting from the one she did with Essence in July, she said she didn't have many regrets, but she wishes that she didn't put off getting a mammogram. You see, mammograms can save your life. And if you've been putting it off and you're afraid, I was afraid last year. I'm so glad I met a breast doctor specialist, and I met a young lady who works in all cancer prevention. And I've interviewed them, and I opened up. I said, I haven't had a mammogram in years, and putting it off, now I'm afraid. Because, you never want to go somewhere and hear something. I said, but I know I need it done. And they held my hand, and I did it. I did a lot of research. I was like, don't give me that small machine. Give me the big one, because I got big boobs. So give me that big one over there. I felt embarrassed because I put it off. You let life get busy and you put off. But early detection is the key, and the mammogram can save your life. Ananda Lewis chose not to get the double mastectomy or do any of that. She took a more holistic route. Stage 4 breast cancer, metastatic, is dangerous. Maybe she could still be alive. Maybe her message was a reminder to women, don't put it off. Early detection is the key. Get your mammograms. We're having a big breast cancer strut on Saturday, June 21st, at one of our facilities, the Wells Fargo Center, in the parking lot. It's a 3K. We've been doing it for 8 years, but there's so much great information that's given out. Seek the information. If you've been putting it off, find somebody to go with you, and they can hold your hand as you go through everything that you need to go through. Don't wait until it's too late. Early detection is the key, and we must become advocates of our own health. Can't wait for somebody to do it for us. We got to be the advocates. Be an advocate for your health. Do it for your family. Do it for the future generation, your kids. but get your breast examined. Ananda Lewis was just, I love watching her. She was just amazing. She was beautiful. And when she, like when she spoke, you sat up and you listened to her. And she was living her dream. May she rest in peace. She was 52 years old. My niece in my head, Kiki Palmer, I love her. I love Kiki because she knew how to get a check. The legendary comedian, director, producer, Mel Brooks, who is 92. Yes, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. These movies were so politically incorrect. I don't know if they can be made today. The producers, he did a lot of films, and he even said in an interview a few years ago, he said my stuff wouldn't fly today because people would be jumping out the window. He did this movie Spaceballs in 1987. It was a spoof on the Star Wars movies. Well, he is coming out with Spaceballs 2, and Kiki Palmer is going to be on hand to be one of the stars. I cannot wait to see it. Love Kiki. Her new Eddie Murphy movie, The Pickup, it's going to start streaming on Amazon August the 6th. And speaking of Amazon, Spaceballs 2 is going to be on Amazon. The Grammys, music's biggest night, they've made some changes. The 68th Annual Grammy Awards are February the 1st. And the controversy with Beyonce winning that country album, now it's 2 country new categories. One is Best Country Contemporary Album, and then there's Best Traditional Country Album. Those people lost their minds when Beyonce won that country album. They couldn't breathe. So now they're making these changes. And another new category is going to be for Best Album Cover. Now, I thought this was odd because with all the streaming and downloading, we don't even get to see the album covers no more. I remember growing up, I loved my albums. The Ohio Players in the 70s, they had this woman, she was so sexy. There was one where she was pouring honey on herself, and then when they had fire, she wrapped herself in a fire hose. These poses were so sexy. Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life came with a booklet so you could sing to every song on this double album, and it had 145. I remember these things. Switch. I used to cradle the album. What was wrong with me? I was a weird teenager. It was 1978. The album with They'll Never Be. Here I am, cradling it like they were all my boyfriend. I know. It's simple, but that was my teenage years. So it's interesting. How do you find the albums? Everything is downloaded and streamed. I want to hip you guys to a new saying. Have you ever heard of dry begging? Dry begging is a thing. Dry begging is when you indirectly ask for something. Indirectly. You see a ton of laundry in the laundry room. Wow, that's a lot of laundry. I guess I'm going to have to do it. Instead of saying, can you help me with the laundry? See, you got to be direct, because when you do the roundabout way, you're going to make somebody feel guilty. They're not going to feel guilty. You are dry begging. Somebody's watching this saying, really? Yes, dry begging is a thing. It's when you see something and it's like, I'll do it myself instead of asking for help. Dry begging. It's nothing new. They just give it a new name. The young rapper Sento, 10 years ago, he had the hottest song out. Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay. He was the hottest sensation. I hosted a couple of events that he did here in Philadelphia, and our sister station would have this piece on the streets, and he was one of the performers. He was hotter than fish grease. But then his life took a tragic downturn. He shot his cousin in the face. He pleaded guilty, said he was mentally ill. Before the fame hit, Come to find out, he had had many run-ins with the law. Sento is now 27 years old, and a judge sentenced him to 30 years in jail. 10 years ago. Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay is the biggest song out. Nelly and Ashanti, the new Peacock reality show, is starting to stream June 26th. They just released the trailer. Now, will they announce a baby number 2? It's going to be interesting. I think they're saving some stuff just for the show. But Nelly and Ashanti, we belong together. Another favorite couple of mine is Judge Faith Jenkins and Kenny Lattimore. They are tired of being defamed. They are tired of being harassed. There's nothing wrong with their marriage. They are happily married with a beautiful 2-year-old. But you have trolls on YouTube. You've got bloggers that are mean as hell. And they come up with fake stories. It's clickbait to get you to click on to get those views, but it's not. YouTube has a ton of channels where they lying, and it's all for clickbait. Faith Jenkins is a judge. She ain't out here playing with people. They're going to sue her and Kenny for defamation and harassment. Don't forget, there's a weekend edition. I have a young man, David Gaines, who puts it all together. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a message. I do want to hear from you. Have a great weekend. To the dads out there, not every man is a bad dad or has had an experience of not having a good relationship with their dad. But there are many men. There are many men who are stand-up men, and they're doing right by their children. Happy Father's Day. Let's celebrate the good men. Yes, we hear about the bad all the time, but let's celebrate those good men, because there are a lot of them. A lot of good men. Happy Father's Day. Hope it's a good one, the weekend edition. And I'm going to do a pop-up on Sunday because there's always something going on. Ladies, get your breast checked. You could save your own life. Early detection is the key.